I don't know, man. I grab on something, and that's kind of how I let this. That's what led us to this. You know what I mean? Like I always like to.
I told Steve the reason why I liked him is because we would sometimes argue, and like it would get heated. But the thing that he would do, and I know it's to be an asshole so he could be right, but
No.
But I'm saying not just to be right, but if he found out that he was, is something in there?
No.
Oh, you were just doing this yourself. I was like, but if he found out he was wrong, he would still let me know. Like we were talking about the Panthers one, like Black Panthers, and we were just kind of going off of. I knew about them. He didn't. I don't think you really knew about them.
Not tons.
Nah, it was like probably just whatever you heard. Or
pretty much all the negative stuff that white people know about
That's
Black
like,
Panthers.
Because they love comparing the Black Panthers to the Ku Klux Klan. That's one of their favorite things in the world to do. But he came back and he was like, "Man, I just watched like 2 documentaries last night about the Black Panther." He's like, "I did not know they did this." And it was really the first time I was like, "All right, Steve,
it's history.
you may not just be,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's how you don't know.
But
like,
no, I'm saying, but the fact that he actually took the time out, and he says it's not, but I know there was a part of him who was trying to figure out if they were really evil, that he was, because he wanted to be right. Because I was telling him he was wrong about something.
No. Honestly, what it is.
But he likes. I'm saying, but you also like knowledge. You also like knowing.
I like
stuff.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I like to know stuff.
And that
because
made me like, okay,
that's the
here's
only way to
I fuck
combat
with
racism, prejudice.
But that's why I started
Here's-
fucking with him more even after that.
Here's my biggest problem: is people were raised with a preconceived notion. Like
Yeah.
I just watched this thing on AMC. The last Saturday, I went on this 12-hour rabbit hole just researching racism. And I kid you not, I woke up. I woke up at 7 in the morning, couldn't sleep. I wanted to sleep, and I couldn't sleep. And I was actually like 6:30 in the morning. I started watching. I was like flicking through stuff. And my wife was gonna go work out with one of her friends, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch this thing." I skipped over, and it was like this AMC Divided Nation on AMC, and it was a documentary.
I haven't watched it yet.
So
I was looking for that. I was trying to figure out the name.
The first episode was on this kid who lives 45 minutes from here and dealt with all these racist threats from these like stereotypical country bunking kids wearing camouflage to the school. I'm sure you've seen plenty of it in Tawny Town. You know what I mean?
I dealt with it.
With the Trump flags.
Wait, it was from the
and-
kids, not the parents, not for like adults. It was from kids, right?
Yeah, from kids.
Okay.
But you know what I learned, like from
And-
kids particularly, that like kids don't do it necessarily to be
They're following.
racist. It's more or less like it's bullying
They're
in a
just-
sense.
they're just
You know what I'm saying?
a-holes.
Yeah, exactly. They're just being an asshole to be an asshole, and then the
Right.
way that they feel like they can hurt your feeling is
Is-
like.
Well, that's 'cause
right.
usually that's
They
the
don't
only-
know anything.
They
Exactly.
know in American history
But-
that's the biggest thing.
But then
Or
when they're
that-
not corrected is when it
Right.
develops into.
But the thing is for them to get that preconceived notion came from the parents, and the point was like they were sitting there like recording this like token black kid in a school. You know, I had 2 token black kids in my school, went to a country school. You know what I mean? And they're like recording him. He's like, the kid's eating chicken with headphones on. He's like, you know, calling him the N word, like eat that chicken, and I'm like, dude. Like, you know, it's jacked up. Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? So they made this whole, it came a whole thing. Like, the video went viral. The kid beat the snot out of the white kid.
that
right?
recorded them.
Yeah. Wound up going to the principal's office. To let it go, the parents got brought in. He apologized to the kid he beat up. The black kid apologized.
Okay.
And then turned around, and the white kids went home with the parents, and the white parents pressed charges for violence. And
You know
I
how
was
many-
like,
I've been in that exact
Wait, 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 wait.
situation.
well, hold on. Let me keep going. But my point is, what I'm trying to say is to change people's mentality about things, because again, they don't want to talk about this stuff. So the preconceived notion that this kid's parents had, not dealing with any black people ever in their lives, right? One family lives in this whole area. How many other black people do they know? Right? Have they ever sat down and had a conversation with any black people? No. So they see what they see. They see gangbangers in L.A. and crime and bliss and the other. They see the stuff happening in Baltimore, Freddie Gray, and the rocks are, you know, throwing the rocks at the cops. So it automatically, like, you know, they build up this, like, anger of racism. And you're like, how about you calm down, man? Not everybody's like that. In the same way with white people, you know, it's because, like you said, prejudice, and it's a great word to use because I think that's exactly what it is, because the same way, it flips side that,
Hey, I just want to say,
You see-
I said that before too.
I know.
I just want to make sure.
Oh,
While
I'm not
here
overlooking
giving out, you know, coupons and thank yous. You remember I said this when we used to talk. Go ahead. No, I was kidding.
Can I talk to my guest? So what I'm trying to say is, like, you see someone, you know, like myself rolling up with like a, I don't wear camo in public unless I'm going hunting. But my point is if I had a camo shirt on or
See,
in a
you
in
don't
a
have
in a,
to wear
in a
camo.
white boy hat, you know what I mean?
Just a shirt. And
looking
a
looking at like a black person would see me and just be like, "Guy's racist." Like he's got to be.
Or
So
potentially.
it's funny.
Potentially,
My point is it goes
Both
both
ways.
ways.
Prejudice does. Racism does not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't. To me, I don't think that black people could do anything to affect the the white population or the growth of the white.
Not here in America.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, as
They're
definitely
doing
not.
something about it in South Africa though.
I would say affect.
But even still,
affect.
huh? I mean, for instance, like
Well, I
I
mean-
could say racist things, but does it hold any weight? Like, would you
Right,
Be
no, I see
offended-
what you're
Would you
saying.
be legitimately offended if I called you like I don't want to say a derogatory term, but
White
a
bread
white
cracker motherfucker?
Yeah, like if I were to call you that,
Yeah, see,
like,
he's like-
exactly, it's not even like to me, it's laughable when people are like, okay, well, black people are racist as well. I'm like, black people can be prejudiced any day. I mean, a lot of black people are prejudiced. But as far as racism, as far as systematic racism, as far as having
Well, there's systematic
Yeah.
racism and systematic racism in my mind are two different things.
you can be two different things.
But
they
before
are
we
the same
define
at
that,
the end of the day,
before we
right?
define that, I still want to talk more about your incidences because I was just kind of giving you a little bit of what I didn't deal with.
That black kid.
I researched about a kid who had to deal with something like your similar dealings
Right.
with a
you got
country
shit
podunk
like that?
town, and you.
No, I'm saying you got a similar to that.
Oh, this
Well,
is
that's what I'm saying.
that's my life from 7th grade to graduating high school. That I
really?
yeah, like
Give me some. Give me one.
But so
Oh,
that's yeah.